Hi. Oh, and here's Lulu. So,
Oh, there's Lulu.
okay, so last time
I can't really see her.
I told you that they wanted to ask a favor. Okay, you want to try it this time on your own? Go ahead. What's that? You're too shy? Okay, I'll do it for you. So we are, what, 45 subscribers away from 1,000. We really would love it if you would help us out and subscribe to our channel. So once we get to 1,000, we're then monetized and we'll make pennies, tens of pennies on these videos. Please like and subscribe. Today's video is going to be the mean tweets.
Well, it's not really mean because they're not mean.
They're
It
not
was our breakdown video.
Breakdown tweets.
Yeah.
So it's
comments from our video.
Comments on our YouTube video from our breakdown. So now we're moving forward. The engine has been ordered. It's at the shop and should be getting a new engine probably this week. So we'll be doing more video of that process to come. So remember, please subscribe. Bye. Thanks for watching.
We're not exactly doing mean tweets, but we thought we'd read out some of the questions and then talk about some of the answers.
You mean like I could make that in my family saloon mean tweet?
Stop that. Somebody said, good afternoon, here's my opinion as a mechanic. Them Power Stroke diesels are junk. I would get rid of it and buy a gas engine. So we talked about that.
Depends on whose camp you're on. I mean, yeah, gas engines are much cheaper to maintain and to work on. They don't have the torque of a diesel engine. Diesel engines cost a lot more, but in theory they last longer, unlike ours.
But the cost to convert it from diesel to gas,
I wouldn't even want to
it
try
would be
that.
prohibitive.
Yeah, I think so.
And then, of course, the gas mileage that you get on a diesel.
In theory, it's supposed to be better, yeah.
Yeah, and the life, if it doesn't, die, the life of a diesel engine should be a lot longer.
Yeah, they should last 400,000 kilometers. Yeah.
So somebody else asked, if you had to do it over again, would you buy the 2017, 2018 model, assuming you could import that? Or is it the luck of the draw and regular maintenance? And then he said, I suppose the lighter weight carbon shell of the LTI might make a small difference, though the cost differential wouldn't make up for the truck.
Yeah, when we were at EarthRoamer, we talked about the 2017. I don't think the 2017's carbon yet. I think the carbon wasn't until
it's not carbon.
20 or 21.
There were two 2017s, I think, on the lot. Both were a little above our price range.
Yeah, they were a little bit
One
more
was
expensive.
close. I think we actually put a bid on that one, and then they didn't come down any, and so we kind of walked away.
Yeah. But getting back to the carbon shell, when I was talking to the guys at EarthRoamer, they said, yeah, but we found ways to put the weight back on again. So they're not any lighter at the end of the day.
Yeah, we've heard that they're not any lighter. And then the 2016 was supposed to be the best of that era.
That generation, 2011 to 2016, I think.
Yeah, and so kind of felt like we were getting the best that we could.
Says us.
Yeah, well, you might be thinking differently now. But I think the key is the maintenance. The maintenance is probably the biggest issue. If you're maintaining those trucks, our mechanic said they should go 400,000 kilometers.
And it's not like we didn't maintain it, but I changed the oil more often than needed. And we still end up having problems.
Yeah, and they also say once the turbo goes, that this particular rod bearing is probably going to go pretty quickly
because
after.
Fine particles from the turbocharger make it into the oil, and the oil filter doesn't capture it all. It gets into the rod journals or the oil journals, and then rod journals, and then damages the bearing, and then you get a knock. That somebody wasn't listening to.
Somebody said hell of a tow truck. We agree. It looked so solid on there. I think he did a really great job. When we had it towed when we were in California, it looked a lot less stable. But the reality is that he didn't have as far to go. He only had to go 8 miles,
Yeah.
whereas now we were going, I'm going to switch back and forth between miles and kilometers. We had to go 300 plus kilometers.
Oh, what it was, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And
From Merritt back to Langley, yeah.
Oh, we've gotten a couple of comments on the socks and sandals attire. I'm not wearing the socks.
Oh, I wondered why you weren't wearing your socks.
No,
'Cause
that's
you knew
not
you were going to do
intentional.
this,
No.
and you hung me out to dry. Wow. Oh, et tu, Brute.
Ray wears socks and sandals all the time. You do, right? Because it's usually
Too hot for shoes,
too hot for shoes, and it's
but not hot enough for bare feet. And I don't like my feet on the rubbery soles of the sandals.
we have a Jeep fan. Somebody said tow the Jeep.
Yeah.
Somebody asked if it fit through a Tim's drive-through.
You didn't tell me about that one.
I did. We tried.
No, we didn't
did-
try.
No, we didn't try. But we have stopped at Tim's because Ray likes his double and the plain donuts.
And plain donuts.
Yeah.
Fashion plain.
I would have to get a few shots of espresso in there because it's not strong enough for me. No, I just like stronger, dark,
I think
European type coffee.
I think Tim Horton should sponsor us.
Oh, that'd be good. Here we have awesome, informative episode. It's unfortunate you're having maintenance struggles, but I suppose it's inevitable in an off-road vehicle of this scale. True. Ray is hilarious and really good at presenting repairs. He makes me laugh. Oh, you might try a fold-out ramp for the entry steps to help reduce hernia risk.
Yes. Picking up Lulu.
Not sure if that's serious. Is it a joke?
Speaking of hernia repair.
Yeah. I hope things get more fun soon. Well, we were always having fun. Even when things aren't going our way, we still have a pretty good outlook on life. And truly a fabulous vehicle with the Ford parts work. Yeah. And we do love the interior is great.
The layout's great. The systems are great.
The capability when it's running.
When everything works. Yeah.
When everything is working, it's a lot of fun.
We're getting it figured out.
Somebody said, while it's out, upgrade the CP4 pump.
Well, that's another topic of discussion. The mechanic said that it's not necessary. It should last 400,000 miles if it's serviced properly, if the filters are changed, if you don't get bad fuel. I was thinking of going with the new pump anyway, but it was like $3,000. Now, $3,000 is a lot cheaper than a new motor, but I'm going to go with his experience. He's the professional, and he says that as long as you maintain it, you shouldn't need to replace the high-pressure fuel pump. Now, there'll be people online that are going to disagree with that. If you disagree,
Yeah, comment.
put it down there in the comments.
Yeah, we're happy to take. We've had the most comments on this this video, and we've actually really enjoyed it. We like the comments. We like to know that there actually are people out there that are truly engaged and interested in what we're doing. And so, yeah, comment.
And again, please subscribe. We're so close to 1,000 subscribers.
2 of the half dozen campers we camp with are Mercedes Sprinter, and they are constantly having problems. So I guess they all have problems, and at least any Ford dealerships can work on your camper.
Yeah, guess we shouldn't feel bad. I guess is the point.
Yeah, you own an RV. Everybody knows that they're money pits.
Yeah, there's money pit, and then there's money pit.
We're just digging a slightly bigger pit.
Bigger pit.
Bigger pit than we
Need
would have liked.
A bigger bucket to pour all the money in with.
Yeah.
Do you know what an engine costs?
Ford equals fix it or repair daily.
Yeah, well, there's a few
or
other
lots of others.
that rhyme we won't get into lately. We won't get into here.
We didn't expressly say it in our last video, but it really is a Ford issue.
Well, again, the mechanic says if the vehicle is maintained properly.
Yeah, we have no idea if the previous owners
Yeah,
maintained it
so
properly.
we
It
don't
was
know.
sitting at EarthRoamer for quite a long time, and it you know, there could have been issues related to it just being sitting there. We had some water issues because of it sitting there.
There were other
So-
issues because of the time that it sat at EarthRoamer.
Somebody said, I was curious about the driving characteristics. As you mentioned, the steering wanders on the road. Some of that would be due to the large tires and profile of the truck. Had any plans on addressing it?
Well, we've already done quite a bit of work to try to address it. Changed the outer tie rod ends, I think inner and outer tie rod ends. We even changed the steering box. Both of those helped some, but didn't get rid of the wander. Most of it's in the tires. Those military tires with really high sidewalls move around a lot. And that causes a lot of wander. So it's the only real solution is to go to 43-inch wheels and the new Goodyear 43-inch off-road tire. How much is that going to cost?
This guy says, I've driven a few large vehicles, RVs, and that wandering just translates into driving fatigue.
Yes, it does.
And it does. And so typically, if we're doing highway stuff, we try and stay 3 to 4 hours. And then if we're out in, like with some of the desert drives, we were driving for long days. But it's not as tough. You're not, like, there's no wander when you're driving really slow through the dips and valleys and through the sand.
Yeah, but you're only doing 20 miles an
Yeah,
hour. They're
yeah.
long days, but you only get 40
don't
miles
get-
down the
you
road.
don't get very far.
Kind of like the Del Diablo. Took us all day to get 10 miles.
Yeah, so those are just a few things that people asked us about. We really appreciated the positive comments and the people,
Even the negative ones.
even the negatives.
Good for a
people,
laugh.
Yeah, it's good for a laugh. People encouraging us to keep going, not to
Yeah.
get too discouraged. Yeah, we're still having fun.
Yep.
Hopefully, we're disappointed that we're sitting here right now, and well, we do have a nice backyard, but we really wanted to be out adventuring because that's kind of what we planned to do when we were retired. To
We did not plan to be here at this point
Yeah.
in the summer. There's Lulu playing in the snow. Woohoo! Here she goes. You're going the wrong way. That's right. Now you messed it up. Woo! What is wrong with her? Her dog's crazy. Woo! Ouch! That's a good way to tire her out anyway. Incoming! Uh-oh! Ouch, that's my foot. Do you mind?